Welcome to another episode of Cooking Corner with Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. This week for you, we're going to be making stuffed baby bella mushrooms. In order to cook some mushrooms, we're going to have to forage them first. So we're going to take it outside to see if we can scrounge up some shrooms. Right then, what we're looking for are some mushrooms on the ground. It's going to be a little bit difficult since there's still some snow around, but let's see if we can find any. Just what we needed. Let's get back inside and start cooking. Alright, so we foraged for our mushrooms, and I did some more off-camera foraging and came up with the following. I also got some salt and some pepper, some Parmesan cheese, a jar of pesto, Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice, 2 tomatoes, and some softened cream cheese. Make sure to take this out before using it so it can soften. Alright everybody, moving on, we're going to go over the hardware. So you're going to need the following. You're going to need a medium saucepan and a spoon to cook your rice. You're going to need a measuring cup. You're going to need a medium mixing bowl. You're going to need a spoon. You're going to need a knife and a cutting board, preferably a serrated knife. You're going to need a foiled baking sheet. And that's it. Alright everybody, as always, step number 1 is going to be wash your hands. Go ahead, turn the water on, get your hands nice and moist. Once your hands are sufficiently lubricated, grab some soap, squirt it on there. 2 squirts is my preference. Go ahead, rub all that soap all over your hand, in between the fingers, on the back, get the knuckles, get the fingernails, get everything. Once your hands are soapy, stick them back under the water and continue to scrub. Wash all that soap off of there. Once you're convinced your hands are clean, feel free to turn off the sink, grab a towel, dry your hands, and you're ready to cook. Alright, moving right along, we're going into step number 2. And step number 2 is going to be cook your rice as directed on the box. Alright folks, step number 3 is going to be prepare your mushrooms. So, to start with, you're going to take the plastic off your mushrooms. Once the plastic is off your mushrooms, you're going to do the following. You're going to remove the stem from your mushroom and wash it thoroughly under warm water. Got it? Good. Once your mushroom is thoroughly scrubbed, you can turn it over to dump out the excess water, and then you can put it stem side up on the baking pan. Do that for all of your mushrooms. Once your mushrooms are stem side up on your pan, you can go ahead and pepper and salt all of them. Now that your mushrooms are all salt and peppered, it's the perfect opportunity to preheat your oven. We call this step number 4. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, moving right along, we're getting into step number 5. And step number 5 is going to be make your filling. So for your filling, what you're going to need is 1 bar of cream cheese softened. It's very important that your cream cheese is softened, otherwise it won't mix well. You're also going to need 2 tablespoons of prepared pesto. Then you'll just take your 2 ingredients, mix them in a bowl until they're completely combined, and you're all done. Once you've combined your cream cheese and your pesto, it should look a little something like this. Alright, moving along, we're going to get into step number 6. And step number 6 is going to be stuff your mushrooms with your filling. So go ahead, you've got your mushrooms laid out, you got your filling in the bowl, take your spoon, take your fingers, and just kind of stuff the mushrooms. press the cream cheese mixture into the mushrooms so that it overflows a little bit, but not too much, because you're going to have to put rice on top of that. So get a little bit more, stuff your mushroom, and do that for all your mushrooms. Alright folks, around this time your rice should be done cooking, so it's time to move on to step number 7, which is going to be top your mushrooms. This is a multifaceted step, so I'll take you through it. To start with, we're going to take the rice, put it on top of the shrooms. Step number 2 within step number 7 is going to be cut up your tomatoes and put those on top of your mushrooms. And step number 3 inside step number 7 is going to be sprinkle Parmesan on top of your mushrooms. This is all step number 7 though, alright? Alright, for step 7A, what you're going to do is clump up your rice. It's still hot, so be careful. Clump it up in a nice little ball and put it on top of your mushroom. You're going to do that for all of your mushrooms. Alright, step 7A is done. There's rice all over your mushrooms. Step 7B, however, is just getting started. What we're going to do is slice our tomatoes very thin and lay them on top of the mushrooms. Do as I do. Then you'll just take your tomato slices and lay them on top of your shrooms, like so. And now for step 7C, you're just going to sprinkle the tops of all of your mushrooms with Parmesan. Go ahead and get your parm. Put a little bit in the hand and start sprinkling. Moving right along, we got step number 8, which is going to be bake your mushrooms for 10 minutes at 400 degrees. So, our oven's at temperature. Just open that bad boy up. Carefully lift your tray of shrooms and put them in there. Then, set a timer for 10 minutes. It's that simple. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. Let's check on our mushrooms and see if they're done. Oh, they are looking done to me. This all looks delicious. Alright folks, to finish out this recipe, what we're going to do is step number 9, which is going to be plating. So go ahead, scoop up your mushroom and drop it on a plate. They're small, so take a few. And just like that, you're ready to eat. That concludes today's video of Cooking Corner with Giuseppe CrimiVaroli. I hope you like the stuffed mushroom recipe, and I hope you like the stuffed mushrooms. If you like the channel and the videos, feel free to subscribe to see more content like this. If there's something you want to see on the show, leave it in the comments or let me know however you can. And, bye-bye now. Alright, moving right along, we're getting into step number 2. And step number 2 is going to be cook the rice according to the box directions. For those of you who are illiterate, I will read.